Hey, what's happening? No, it's not the same anymore. I listen to some music and I know the meaning inside the song. I look at pictures and it looks like they're 3D, or I can focus on it so it turns out the 3D. I back up, I lower the lights. Always trying to see something different. So now I went over something with you already, in which was Monopoly. But before I start, this is something I'm working on. This is part of the 81 worlds. There's so many ways to do it. There's so many designs. They're all like pods and pods and pods and pods. But what happens is we're projected, okay? And we don't see these pods because it's over us. It's called the ozone layer, and you can go through it. What I want to bring back to you is Lenin, okay, is between the sun and Earth. On the other side of the sun is Mercury. Venus is no longer in the way. Mercury doesn't have a moon. The sun does blow its wind all the way down here because it's funneled. That's the way it was designed. So now if anything has to come from the spirit Mercury, it'll pass through the Earth, being pulled by suction, and maybe, okay, that when the sun pulls through Mercury, it would also be pulling off of Venus and mixing Venus into Mercury over to this comet, the Lenin, and transporting it down here. Now, what will it transport? Okay. Now, let me tell you, there must be something going on, because for at the same time, there's this satellite that's falling from the sky that was at one point falling at 57, whatever else the balance of the degrees is, it's irrelevant in this story. And a Lenin passing at the same time 10 years ago, 911. Lenin is Lenin, 11, 9. When you play craps, you go, yo, 11. So Lenin means 11, 9, and 1. 11 is the spirit angel of the birth. So that means, what does it mean, spirit angel of the birth? Is there a new message coming down here? Are they going to rush us into something now, just to end this series? So this series is over, and we can continue on to the new world. You see, the reason why the calendar ends at 5775 is because the first 9 lives of the cat at 25 years apiece is 225 years. That was the setup. The first 75 years of man were lost, okay, because they were still running in the cube of beta. So we moved that. We moved a total of 225 years, and actually remove or add 75 years onto 5775, which would make 5850. Departure number. It's so funny. What I was doing here is, has anybody played Monopoly? Well, this is how it goes in Monopoly. Okay. I'm going to be looking at the other boards to make sure I get this right. Whether I get it right or not is a different story. So where is it now? Between, wow, Monopoly disappeared. Hey, Mr. Monopoly. Ah, there you are. So you start off the board. You have chance right in that corner. The two corners of chance are pointing at Park Place and at Baltic. Baltic is the third property, okay? And it's number 3. It means creation, okay? 1 is the spirit creation. This is just creation. You've landed on creation. Thank God you're alive. It didn't cost you anything, okay? The other point of chance is pointing towards Park Place, which is 2-letter P's. Park Place, which actually means 1-6 and 1-6. 1-6, man and spirit of God, and the 1-6, heaven and the spirit of soul, the yellow soul, okay? Anyways, when they start this game off, they put a hotel on Baltic. And one of the things to know about Baltic and Mediterranean, they're actually mother and father, because you only can get 3 houses on each one before it's turned in for a hotel. Okay? 3 and 3 is 6. Every other property is 9. Okay? This is the only one that's 6. So therefore, we move over, and we get to Oriental. Oriental, Chinese, Asian, angels. Why are they angels? Because it's the first 6 on the board. Man has not come into life yet on the first 6. Okay? Then they have Ventnor and Connecticut. The three initials sound like CVO or CUV or both. Okay, but that doesn't matter what it is. It's 22 and 15 is 37. It's a total of 40. That's man's life, 40. Because to go around the whole Monopoly board, it takes 40 as a roll. Anyways, you swing around the corner on corner 11, you get St. Charles. And the reason for St. Charles place is because it's the spirit creation, S transfer, ST transfer, creation of heaven, of the angel, of the birth of man, in the e-world of spirit. The word place is the 16th letter. 1 and 6 is the spirit of man. And in between that is States Avenue, which declares the spirit and the soul. Two T's for transfer, one angel in the center, States Avenue. Between St. Charles and States Avenue is Electric Company. Electric Company, if you look, it splits into a Y, that telephone. The bottom is a gray area. The other one is the yellow energy I told you about, Electric Company. Okay, that yellow energy I'm going to show you later on how it's created. Okay, and it connects both the angel and man on these two. Now you get to Virginia, because it came from Mary, the Virgin Mary created. This is a birth color. This color comes from Pluto. Then we go on to St. James, and it's the same thing with St. James as it was on St. Charles. But St. James is the creation of 4 and 6. It's the 10th letter. It's a jack. The jack is a combination because a jack can do anything because it's part angel and part man. So it's a spirit transfer of jack, angel, man in the e-world of spirit. That's how the name comes out. Okay? And it's place. Okay? The orange says place when everybody else says avenue. Because when you get into St. James, you're coming into the world now. Now on roll number 18, you're in Tennessee. Okay? Because you were in the transfer world, neutralization, which is the 14, which connects the one spirit to the angel 4. In Tennessee, you get back to avenue again. And then New York City is the 19th roll on the board, and that means spirit. It's right next to parking, which would be 20 is the beta world, which is next to Kentucky, which is the Kentucky Derby, which is K for king. It's an avenue that goes along with Indiana and I think Illinois, and these three are the spirit avenues. And Indiana and Illinois are I. So it's K-I-I. Okay? K is the 11th letter, and I are 9 each. So that would make 29. That would say beta birth. So in the beta birth, they need the red as spirit energy. Now the whole thing is K is the 11th letter, right? And the I is the 9th. But forget about the number for the K. Just say K and the letter I. K-I-I, which means K9, 9. K99, king of 99. Because the K and the I is the 9th letter. So then you go through and you're over to the yellow factory, okay? In yellow, okay, you have avenue for Atlantic or the Atlantic Ocean. You have Ventnor, or in French, the winds are blowing towards the north, avenue. Okay, and then you have Marvin Gardens. It's a garden. In between is waterworks. Where can you find a garden other than in waterworks? So the yellow energy, okay, the water, okay, creates the yellow energy for the electric company because the water is in the yellow. Marvin Gardens, Ventnor, and Atlantic are all yellow properties, okay? They're the yellow energy. I don't know why we don't miss it. Something's wrong. They're telling us the yellow energy is the water. They tell us, okay, that it's the sun. Okay, we know the universe is overpowered with energy, and we're fooling around poking into the bottom of the earth. Huh. Monopoly tells a lot. And once you get around jail, you get into life. Okay, you get into Pacific, North Carolina, and Pennsylvania. Okay, now with Pacific, okay, I say the first letter. Okay, I didn't practice any of this. I'm just doing this off the top of my head. So the first letter is P. 16th letter, one spirit of man. A for the angel. C is for the creation, the I birth, the F for man, the I birth of creation. Putting together creation to live on earth. And that's an avenue. North Carolina is NCA. NC is the spirit connect of the angel. And Pennsylvania seems to be like a transfer station of life or something. Pennsylvania, Transylvania, things are moving in this area. It's almost like no one lives here. This is this is pretty weird. Maybe that's why it's so expensive. It's like it's right downtown. It seems to be, and Pennsylvania, Green. I mean, there's a train track called Pennsylvania. I mean, right down on the other side. So Pennsylvania Railroad to Pennsylvania Green is 19, which means spirit birth, or just spirit because the S is the 19th letter in the alphabet. Okay, but if you go from Pennsylvania on the Green all the way around to Pennsylvania Railroad, it'll take you 21, which is father and mother all the way to get there. Because you need a 12 and a 9. You need the father, the mother, and the birth in order to get there in 2 rows. Okay? Then you go on to Park Place. The double P, like I said, 1616, which means Earth and Man 7.7. You have Boardwalk, and well, once you're on Boardwalk, it is in the beta world of creation, and I wrote that one down. The Boardwalk is B and W, which is 2 and 23, which is in the beta world of creation, which 23, if you ever really want to understand something about 23, and one of the meanings is because Nostradamus came up with a certain way for calculating things. Well, I enhanced one of his methods, and I couldn't figure out the other one. And at the end, I couldn't understand the two, and I ended up with my own. So if I can now understand his and mix it with mine, I think I'd find something else. But anyways, it goes like this. 23. Okay? 2 means beta, which is the female side of God. 3 means creation, connect, command, anything with a C. Or a G is a C with a 7 on it. Don't forget the 7 C's. There's so many things we don't see. There's a million things I miss. But anyways, before the end of this cassette, 2 times 3 is 6. Man, 2 plus 3 is the spirit angle. It's the bull ring. It's Red Bull. Red Bull. I've got a picture somewhere. I wish I could show it to you. But those Red Bulls, the size of those Red Bulls, they're shaped like hearts. If you put them together, it'd be just a heart, wouldn't it? And you see the gold? It's the yellow, the red, the yellow, the blue, the silver matrix. Dead bull, red bull. Deer, red deer. Reindeer, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer. The moose, the bull moose. The 25 cents in the middle of the antlers on the Canadian coin. How they show a flat surface where the beaver is, but they don't show you a flat tail on the beaver. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but beavers can't build dams. Damn this, rock and roll. Isn't that the way it goes? Beavers don't build dams with rocks. Man rocks and builds it with rocks. Beavers build it. They just do it. Damn beavers. That's right. Beavers are all female. They do all the work for man. Take care. Have a good afternoon. This is live, MrTacpans's. This is only a story. Take it to be true. You never know. But it's only a story. These are my diaries. I give them to you daily. Is there anything missing? Is there something you would like? Would you like me to tell you how many hits I've had in the last year? I think I watched more of my videos than anybody did. And I still have a smile on my face because I still believe in my story. I like my story. There's a lot more to it that either doesn't come out or I don't convey it properly. But that's okay. I know. I have to know I'm not the greatest. I have to know I'm not the best. In fact, if I'm at the bottom, I can see underneath everything at the top. And when it's my turn, well, that's when I have to do my work. But until then, I'll wait. All our lives, most of us do absolutely nothing. Think about it. What do we actually get done that gives us a smile without putting money out, without going to a show, just looking at your wife and she looks at you and she gives you a flower and it's yellow. You look at her and you go, what, you think I'm out of energy? Because I relate everything. Take care now. This is the end of this session. Of course, the New Year's is coming up. This is going to be special. This is going to be different. This is going to be